happened in Monterey a long time ago. I met her in Monterey, down in old Mexico. Stars and steel guitars and luscious lips as red as wine broke somebody's heart, and I'm afraid.
Coming back here later.
hours. Flying time is generally hesitation. Richard.
So the kids long shot?
On the morning of 19 February 1945, after a furious naval and air bombardment, the men of the 4th and 5th Marine Divisions landed on Iwo Jima for what was going to be 36 days of hell. It was the largest marine amphibious landing to date and the costliest of the war. The fighting was intense and bitter. 4 medals for valor were awarded on Iwo Jima than any other battle in American history. By battle's end, almost 7,000 Marines and 21,000 Japanese defenders had been killed. The Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific Fleet, Admiral Chester Nimitz, was watching the battle unfold from his flagship. Of the Marines who fought on Iwo Jima, he said, "Uncommon valor was a common virtue. It has since become synonymous with the American fighting spirit." Ladies and gentlemen, have your cameras ready. Courtesy of the Pacific Area Marine Cadre here at World War II weekend, here is our salute to all the veterans of World War II.
Why isn't it dog? Why isn't it Fi-Fi?
Seriously.
Why is it Fifi? Because it's Wi-Fi.
Start calling it Fi-Fi.
I'm gonna start calling it Fi-Fi. Because it's Wi-Fi. We don't call it Wi-Fi. Some people do.
Called the white people.
Silly people.
Do you know what a VT is?
Now, the name for a person.
Our Pacific flight is taxiing out.
Spelled the same? Oh, God. Wow, it's catching some wind up there. Hard.
at the steam. Aboard the ship. Main article signed for
I missed him. Really? I got his tail. I like how my camera just doesn't focus. You know these pictures come out like, you know, full. Yeah.
That's just red.
Flying back in 1982 in the FA2, he's had since 2006. Also has a exterior. His wife, Ashley Battles, walks around the wings as a wing walker over there. Very low and very fast. It's Greg Sheldon. Dogfights with the Japanese Zero. But it took time with the Zero, and at higher altitudes it was outmaneuvered by the Zero. After the F4F design, going on for 6F. Top wingtip down to the bottom wingtip to the ground as Greg Sheldon comes by, low and fast, in a photograph. Yeah, that looked like about the same distance, didn't it?
The Allies owned the sky. The Luftwaffe was busy defending Iraq from the bombers. Now you can see the Sherman moving closer and closer. I mean, when you're an infantryman and you have that coming towards you, that's persuade me to speak. I'll tell you. So it's the infantry is advancing with tanks. They really didn't send the tanks in by themselves. They had to have infantry support. The Germans by this time would have handheld anti-tank weapons.
Yeah, we tripped right over.
And we're just listening a bit. You can tell the Germans have a lot of automatic weapons. They have the Schmeisser and to make up for lack of manpower. But I don't think there's really anything that can deal with that marauding Sherman there.
Here they come, moving up.
The Sherman tank was really a winning vehicle. It was mass-produced. The Americans actually worked tanks in France in 1944. The Germans made during the entire war. It was, like I said, it was much more reliant because when it came up to the marching Tigers, the armor wasn't anything to hold up to it. The Germans were much bigger, but the Americans were reliable. They could lot of them went to reduce Normandy to the French border without overhaul and maintenance. That's something the Germans Well, it looks like the Germans once again for broken fatherland. They're taking every casualty. There's a German medic coming out there. It's firing at the tank is a little exercise of futility there. And it looks like the armored juggernaut is going to continue and going to continue its way to Berlin. So.
On the takeoff roll.
Why is one thing offside?
was a one-way flight, and the plan was to head for China. Russia, one of the aircraft was in Turkey. The rest of the world.
Yeah, you're right. That's, yep, you're right.
about 90 miles an hour. The pilot will raise the nose just to make it light. At about 105 to 115, Fifi will lift off the ground just like she is now. You'll notice that the gear comes up very slowly. Boeing airplanes are electric airplanes, and everything in this airplane except the brakes is either manual or electric. The brakes are in fact hydraulic, but there's a very small hydraulic pump that operates, generates the pressure to operate the brakes. Everything else, the gear, the flaps, they're all hydraulic, and the flight controls are Armstrong. That means the pilot's arm strength operates the flight controls. But it's a remarkably light airplane for as big as it is with entirely manual controls. The B-29 was really designed for one mission. 3350 had exhaust that came out the front, and it preheated the air going through to cool the engine, so the engine's overheated terribly, which destroyed the engine life. Here she comes again from the left. And hundreds of them a day went off Tinian and Guam to Japan.
Good view of the top of the airplane as he's coming on by.
So I think what you really need to appreciate here is, number one, what these airplanes represent. The hundreds of thousands of Americans that were engaged in World War II fighting tyranny so that we can live free. And the tens of thousands of volunteers in the CAF and all the other aviation organizations and reenactor organizations that are in the throttles and try to hold the airplane off in that very nice narrow pitch window that you land this airplane in. And there you saw it right there. Another beautiful landing.
Also a beautiful crosswind landing. You may have seen the smoke go off the left main gear first. That's the upwind gear into the wind because it's trying to blow that big giant airplane across the runway. Heat corrected by turning the nose back a little bit to the left and touching down on the left main gear, then the right main gear, then the nose gear eventually. A beautiful crosswind landing. You wouldn't think an airplane that big would be affected by the crosswinds, but it's a big airplane with a great big rudder.
It's probably one of the most sensitive crosswind airplanes.
Our fighters are going to be flying P-40 Warhawk, P-51 Mustang. We'll tell you a little bit about each airplane as it comes roaring by at a high rate of noise. After they make a couple of passes, we're going to be having the SBD that flew in the Navy flight. The SBD is a fighter bomber, so we get away with that. It's a half fighter anyway. And there's and the P-51 Mustang. Richard flying the P-41. Let's listen. The Douglas Dauntless, the SBD on the takeoff roll.